Hello, wonderful people all around the world. I hope you all are doing amazing. We are getting very close to the release of Ninja Gaiden 4. And of course, we have a new blog post. Blog post number 6. And it's about the UI. Now, before I get into this, I would love to put a disclaimer here because, again, we are 10 days away, approximately, and people have gotten review copies. Um, I have got the game. It's not a review copy, but I have the game. Um, and I played through it a little bit, up until chapter 9. Now, I will not be playing any further. I will not be posting anything about the game, on besides the things that were officially shown. So like menu screenshots, like move set, training mode screenshots, stuff that else has already been officially revealed. I can just show maybe a clearer picture of it or stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, I would appreciate it if you guys don't hope for any leak spoilers and all that, because I also don't want to play the game any further. I want to experience the game for the first time on stream as much as I can. That's why I kind of rushed through the first 9 chapters of the game, and I will not be sharing any content again. There's some stuff. I have some pictures and recordings, but again, I'll save those for after the game comes up because I want to experience it side by side with all of you when the game comes out. Getting it early might feel good on the moment, but I've done this dance before. After the game comes out, you're kind of just watching people go through the motions and it feels a little isolated. And I don't want to have that experience with Ninja. I kind of want to be there with the community, right? So, that being said, on this post, on this blog post specifically, there is a very, very big spoiler. I will timestamp it so you can skip over it completely. Hopefully, I don't spoil it any further. But yeah, there is a very big spoiler. It's a very good spoiler, very comforting spoiler that a lot of people were worried about. So, if you get tempted to hear it out, that's fine. I guess it's your choice at the end of the day. The video is there, and I did put the disclaimer out. So, but again, I would appreciate all of you not to be too desperate about me sharing leak content because I will not do that. I not only I work for a company that's you know I'm completely NDA'd, like contracted. It's not even an NDA; it's actual contract bind me that if I spoil anything ever about anything, if I breach terms and conditions, I am probably permanently uh done for in the industry of game development. Like I will not be able to find a job. I'm just get shunned at that point, exiled. It's gonna be really hard for me to find a job at least. Once you break terms and conditions, not only you get a fine, it's just nobody wants to hire you because obviously problems. And um, I don't want to get on Koei Tecmo's and Team Ninja's bad side with this. So I already asked Mr. Joe on Twitter about when the embargo will be lifted, but I haven't received anything yet from him. So I will continue to be very discreet about what I share. Now, that being said, that's all done. Again, I'll put a timestamp here because if you don't want to hear that either, but let's get into the blog. And again, there is a portion of it that is spoilery. I will call it out before it comes up so you can click away or walk away from it if you want, but I will get in detail with it. That's what I do. Ninja Gaiden 4 development blog number 6. A new post from the lead UI artist, Konodo-san. Check out the new article here at Telling News, which I have open. He answers the questions, what is UI work exactly? And dives into some of the details that receive extra attention in the game. Be sure to give it a read. So, before I even get into this, for the little I know of UI design, is that modern games have gone really um, stale with UI design in the way that they have simplified it for readability. So we've lost a lot of the artistic touch on UIs. I mean, one of the best examples I can use is Devil May Cry 4's HUD. The health bar on in game on every character is very unique, very dynamic, and like gorgeous, honestly, especially Virgil's and Trish. But then you get to DMC5 and it loses like 80% of that flair for the sake of simplicity. Resident Evil is also another case that suffers from the same thing, that HUDs have become very normalized, so it's easier to read and understand for your average player. One of the worst directions, I think, the industry has taken, I don't think having a dynamically designed HUD is gonna make it hard to understand. But yes, we're moving in this direction, so we're kind of stuck here. Now, that said, I'm not a big fan of the HUD on Ninja Gaiden's in game, but I am a massive fan of the HUD in the menus. I do love how the menu HUDs look. The in game HUD, I wish there was a representation of the character you play. There's none. I would love it if Ryu had the dragon health bar. I would love it if Yakumo had like a raven wing health bar. I would like the little dynamicness of it, but it's not there. Maybe they'll add it eventually, but yeah, that's my personal opinion on it. So now let's get into the actual blog. As you can see, just it looks gorgeous. Plus it's black and red, so I'm a little biased towards that color. My favorite colors are black and red. Hold this one. You're never gonna expect this. Black and blue, black and violet purple. Like I love these three combinations so much. But anyways, a little Dark Angel lore for you there. Platinum Games official blog. Devlog Ninja Gaiden 4 UI design. This was posted today earlier. My name is Tomoyoki Kanado. I hope I said that right. And I was the lead. I hope you still are. I was the lead UI artist on Ninja Gaiden 4. See, okay, wording here when he says was, that means the project is done, right? Obviously, because it's coming out in 10 days, so that's a little slip up. Today, I would like to share some behind the scene insights into the UI that brought this game to life. Point number one. So, what exactly does a UI artist do? UI, user interface, refers to the various pieces of information displayed on this screen. Examples include health bars, various gauges, icons, item acquisition indicators, achievement notifications, and menu screens. The main job of a UI artist is to design and implement these elements in a way that is easy to understand and that fits the game's atmosphere. Which, again, from my not only from watching it for like a full year now, but upon playing it, the information delivered to you based on the UI is perfect. Chef kiss. So, over the past decade or so, the UI field has been gaining more attention, and I imagine that many of you may be somewhat familiar with it. If you find this interesting, I'll be delighted if you also took a look at the articles covering other previous works, talking about the concept art posted by Nishi-san and all the other things. But Bayonetta Origin Series and the Lost Demon, Bayonetta Origin Design. So I'll open that so we can take a look at it. This is the whole block for this. I'm not reading that, but yeah, look at all this. Like the UI looks gorgeous, like a very like tail like. So look at that, it's awesome. It's like you're reading a storybook. It's awesome. Near, same thing. If you've seen the Near is very like on par with. It looks a little boring, but that's the point of it because 2B's character is very emotionless. So the HUD is trying to reflect the fact that yes, very simple, very like normal. Bayonetta's like Bayonetta 2's UI design is awesome. You got the book, you got all this. Anarchy Reigns. That sounds familiar. I don't think I've played this. Yeah, that's awesome too. That's actually pretty funny that target set. And Bayonetta. Same thing as 2, just, blue instead of red. Anyways, about the intent and concept behind the UI. The UI concept for this title is, put simply, a sci-fi ninja interface. Since we had been exploring the theme of cyberpunk feel from the beginning of development, we wanted to ensure that the UI fit that world setting. Although the game itself doesn't dive into the aspect of in detail, we wanted to create a design that would feel unnatural in the context of the world. Specifically, we designed it by imagining the screen of a device that a ninja living in a modern society might use. To add credibility to the design, we also created a backstory. Ninja clans have limited contact with the outside world while they possess advanced technology. They have evolved independently. Consequently, the UI has evolved while retaining strong elements of the ancient Japanese culture. We incorporated ninja tools and talismans and decorations into the UI to express the aspect and create a retro futuristic look. I should note that, let me see, we're safe so far. I should note that this backstory is purely for the design process and isn't an official part of the setting. However, I believe that building such backstories to assist with the design is one of the most interesting aspects of UI production. Yes, one of the techniques, and this is not like what's the word I'm looking for here? This is not a company's trade secret. Japanese companies have this rule that everything has to make sense in the game as a reflection, right? So like the reason why the UI looks like this is because the theme in the game is a little bit futuristic, right? Everything has to make sense and be. It's literally a law in there too that the products have to represent what the user is gonna or the consumer is gonna experience. So if you buy like a candy bar, there is a perfect one-to-one picture of the candy bar on the package, so you know what's inside exactly inside this thing. If you buy soda, there is like braille encodings on top of it, so you know that it's like sugar, little sugar. They have a lot of small details that tell you that what you're getting is what it is actually in detail. Because you know those commercials where the Big Mac like looks like massive, and then you order it and it's like like smaller than your palm. That's like issues like that. Japan tries to avoid that stuff, but you don't know these if you live there for the most part. And let's open this one. Oh, very small. Why use so small? But yeah, this is UI. All of this you seen on screen is UI. Besides the blood, that's the environment. And these are your items. Yeah, elixir, you have a mega elixir. Let's call it that. And you have the brew of the warrior and stuff like that. Again, because these haven't been revealed officially, I don't know if I'll say anything about them. But you have multiple items that increase your defense and all that stuff, and give you bar back. And the talisman of rebirth is obviously there too. When I presented this concept to the director and art director, the design was finalized surprisingly quickly. However, reaching that point involved repeated trial and error with color schemes and decorative patterns. The final red and black color scheme we landed on feels perfectly suited to both the blood and the retrofuturistic monochrome monitor like aesthetic. I wish when you were playing as Ryu, it would turn to blue and red, blue and black instead. That's a little personal thing. So yeah, these are your like all the menus, which is cool. Most of them look the same, but it's like there's unique ones too. All that. This seems to be the character bio. I didn't delve into these too much because I would expect. Well, I mean, I didn't have much unlocked anyway, so I actually delve into these for the most part. But yeah, I didn't want to mess around with these too much either. But there was some interesting things in there. We'll get there eventually. And this one, are we still safe? Yes. Again, I will give a warning when the spoiler is coming up, so you don't have to fear. Yeah, and these are the item. Like you can actually view individual items and stuff, and like when you get the weapons, you can view both forms of the weapon that Yakumo has. And when you acquire items, these are your elixir. This is what you drink, which is kind of cool. I'm glad they have a like realistic look now instead of being like plants. It always bothered me. But the plants and pills make sense, obviously, because it's pretty traditional Japanese Hayabusa style. But still, game over screen. Hopefully, I don't see that too much, but don't bet on it. I'll mess Ninja. And whoa, even after finalizing, we're safe. Okay, I'm just gonna put it there. Even after finalizing the concept, we made numerous adjustments to the visuals and colors while reviewing the UI as it was implemented in the actual game. The visual impression during gameplay differs from what you see in still images, so we meticulously adjusted the details such as readability, informative priority, and keeping from looking cheap. After implementations, we refined every detail such as buttons, backgrounds, designs, the overall color tone, icon color, and custom number fronts. So the UI design is very annoying because you have to make sure that as many people as possible, and this goes for like game design in general, as many people as possible are comfortable looking at what you're making. So it can't be too bright, it can't be too dark, it can't be too colorful, it can't be too stale. You have to find a perfect balance of everything combined because everybody's different, right? Everybody has different preferences, so you have to somehow appeal to the majority. And like you don't know what the majority is. The majority might like like dark backgrounds. or they could use bright. So you just have to land somewhere that's a contrast of everything. That's why you see it like in a picture like this. I'll bring this back up so I can actually prove my point. You see like how it has a contrast of both. Like around it is black, but in the middle of it, it's bright red. So there is a color here that represents it, and there's also no color in the outline of it. But the icons are bright, but the space between them are very dark. It's like they found a perfect balance. Like, okay, this has like both aspects, and there's different UIs that have different look to it too. Like I personally prefer, I really think this looks nice, right? So I guess I'm a brighty, and but I also don't mind this, right? So I really dig it's like the snake-like design on that. But anyways, okay. Disclaimer: the picture I'm about to pull up has one major spoiler in it. So if you want to click away, do it now because I will talk about this for a little bit, just a little bit. So I'll see you in like an hour. Getting into it now. I'm opening the picture again. Minor spoiler here or major spoiler here. So click away if you don't want to see it, or click on the timestamp, I guess. But anyways, so this is some more of the in-game UI, and this is going to be a little blurry, but I'll try my best to make it look as good as I can. So as you can afford, this is not the actual intro screen. This is not what's in the game because this looks like Yaiba, and nobody likes Yaiba. This was like, supposed to be like icon thing. Very DMC like on this one, and you see he has like the Oni, like horns coming off of it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. You have all this, you have all that. Your loading screen. Loading screens are extremely fast, by the way. I'll probably say that afterwards. The photo mode and all that, the brightness settings, all that, and then amongst all these beautiful things here, you have this. Now, I won't say anything. If you can pick up on who this character is, who this character is, and who this character is, and who this character is, then you know what's up. So again, if for people listening still, I'm not going to say what it is. You have to look at the screen. So that being said, I'm going to move on this very quickly. But yes, that is our every game appearing waifu that finally made it into the game officially. Platinum did officially reveal this. That's why I teased it on YouTube last night before I went to sleep. So if I ever get told to take it down, I'll be like, "But hey, you guys did this." So, anyways, going back to the main post. Spoilers over now, so anybody still listening can return, and people that are not listening and completely turned away from the screen and muted it, I'm just gonna put a timestamp there. So this is a different picture. There's no spoilers here, so we're good. This is the training mode right here on top right. This is the objective mode, like helps you, the guide system. See all this like missions and question mark. The darkness terminal, which is Umi, she helps you by. Well, I don't know if it's a girl or boy, but I think I'm pretty sure it's a girl. She helps you buy like supplies and like gives you details on the mission. You know how like in Metal Gear Rising you talk to the NPCs every time you get to a checkpoint, dialogue. It's kind of like that. And you have the mission database, which is where you grab side quests, which is really cool because if these side quests can spawn certain enemies, and that's all I will say on that aspect. Again, that would be spoiler if I elaborate on that. But yeah, these side quests have the actual side quests. They're not just objective check marks. They're actually side quests. There's some stuff there. So in the middle of the mission. Anyways, moving on. UI animations. This game's UI animations heavily employs that ease out technique, which creates a natural and pleasant impression by quickly starting movements and gradually slowing them towards the end. Additionally, animations that span the entire screen are designed to be slightly longer when appearing and shorter when disappearing to ensure smoother transitions. Furthermore, when the player highlights buttons, they gently move back and forth and have decorative loop animations to make them stand out on the screen and allow for clear distinction between moving and static elements. We designed it this way to facilitate natural visual guidance. There's some videos. I haven't watched most of these. Ow. Turn that down. Yeah, this is what it means when it takes a little bit of time to get into it. When you click on something, fades out, fades in, the new menu fades in, and it does that. I just hope it's responsive. So if I like press X while it's loading up, I can still move my cursor or my turret. Oh, okay, it scrolls all the way up. I can't open these separately, so this is gonna be a little bit. I'll go. Now I'll just read it. It's whatever. We also incorporate various techniques for the other effects. While most of these effects weren't specified to us, we added them in to make the time spent interacting with the UI more enjoyable. For instance, during screen transition, we use designs such as dot pattern, distortion, and screen curvature. This concept stems from the idea that this Ninja device is not a commercial, off the shelf product, but rather something uniquely crafted that this creates an effect where the screen appears unstable during transitions. So, stop. So loud. So, look, press pause. You see that little small menu pop up? Boom, boom, and then this. And that's your HUD. This is not spoilery, but I'm glad it's cluster mark. That's a slot for accessories. Combat skills, you can view whatever you have in that, and weapons all line up here. So I'm guessing that's how Ryu weapons, which is maybe have to go to your menu, which is classic style. As I said, I don't mind it. I just wish. Oh, pardon me. I just woke up. I just wish Ryu would also have seamless weapon switching. I would really love to just switch his weapons on the go. I don't care much about input switching on the go. I can always go into menu for that. Or I could just hold the button to change what I want to switch around with. But anyways, gotta scroll all the way back down. Okay. The main menu features grid-like decorations arranged vertically. Animating these decorations forward and backward adds depth to the screen. Turn you down already. These are your healing. Oh, they did talk about it. All right, so this is a perfect place for me to bring these up. Okay, let's go through these. Let's go through this. So, life elixir, minor health restoration, approximately around. Well, your health bar decreases, but the amount, so I can't really give a percentage, but it regenerates a decent amount. An elixir that enhances the body's self healing capabilities, moderately restores health when used. Divine life elixir, moderate health regeneration. That's a short description, right? A blessed elixir infused from a decoction, decoction of herbs that can recover great wounds, restores health when used, of course. Rejuvenation elixir, health regeneration over time. Sacred elixir crafted from rare and mystical ingredients, gradually restoring health over time when used. That's good that they have health regen. Essence of rebirth, major health restoration and auto revival. An incense used in cryptic rituals said to return life to the deceased, significantly recovers health when used, and can be set to automatically revive the holder when fatally wounded. So when you die, you can use this to revive yourself. Crimson blood pellets. Medicinal pellets compounded from the blood of various creatures. Restores bloodline gauge when used. So this is restores your like meter, your blood raven meter, your gleam meter. Oh, you went too fast, buddy. Okay. Crimson blood balm. Bloodline gauge buildup increase, so you build more. An ointment derived from the blood of the fiends. I almost said friends. I was like, wait, what? That's messed up. Temporarily increases the bloodline gauge buildup rate when used. Skip one. Yeah, those were Sinjin Warbrew. Attack. I knew this was going to be attack buff. Funny enough, a concoction of various materials concentrated into an invigorating amber liquid. Temporarily increases attack power when used. Kongu Iron Brew. Defense increase. A concoction of various materials concentrated into a thick blue liquid. Temporarily reduces damage taken when used. So if you want to get through Master Ninja, obviously just just stack up on these. They're going to be really helpful. Right? If there's like a one-shot grab coming, these might actually save you from it. But yeah, that's all the items. I can probably like post that video. Some people that were asking about. Where was I? Here. The equipment screen features an animated rotating human diagram that invokes an image of key energy flowing through the player's character's body, emphasizing the cyber aesthetic. Additionally, the pointer position on the diagram moves in response to the cursor's location, creating a more interactive feel. Cursor? What cursor? Oh, I think when you go up and down, it highlights different. Yeah. So when you're on weapon, it's highlighting his arms, like his arms glow. Look, see? And see the glows here. That's like weapons, his hand, accessories is for his his body. Combat skills is mine because you need technique. You gotta remember what you have so you can. So cool. Throw them back down. I went here on the NPC menu. Each NPC's unique mark is combined with the data loading gauge to create a cyber aesthetic. So this is ow my ears. So that's Umi's menu. He has or she has a picture of herself. You see that picture of herself pops up when you interact with the. It's like it loads Umi's icon, so it's cool. Yoink. Not too much again. And yeah, again, the screenshots I posted is because they officially revealed these in the blog, so I wouldn't get in trouble. They've already done it themselves. The spoiler include, of course. When displaying the Purgatory screen, we incorporate an animation of text scrolling vertically as in a sci-fi movie to create a unique cinematic presentation. Stop being loud. So this is the first mission's Purgatory Gate 2 mod. So good information on this. Realm of the Gods. Venture into the Purgatory without paying any soul price. Realm of Man, Realm of War, Realm of Beasts, Realm of Hunger, Realm of Hell. So each of these increases the risk factor. So if you go in there with, like if you go in there in the Realm of War, you're probably going to be at like 60% health, but you get more karma and more ninja coins out of it. So it's a gambling thing. If you want to experience the hardest mode of it, you go Realm of Hell. And you get the most rewards out of it. But it's going to be hard. So I'm going to probably find a sweet spot I can do on first playthrough. I I beat Realm of Hunger in the first mission, but I couldn't do Realm of Hell. Like I feel like the intention of Realm of Hell is for you to have all your equipment, and I didn't even have all my moves yet, let alone all my equipment. So it was kind of hard, which is good, but yeah, Realm of Hunger took me 2 tries because it's really early in the first chapter. Like, like I'm good at Ninja Gaiden, I would like to think so, but yeah, and not having any equipment and it's a fresh game, so I gotta get used to the feel. It was kind of hard, but we'll try it on stream and see how it goes. And hold on too much. All right. As for the results screen that displays after the stage, we added an animation where a hand overlays from the top and bottom of the previous screens. Along with this, a visual effect meant to invoke the idea of accessing a database was added to clarify that it's the end of the chapter. Now let's see that. Yakumo destroys the generator here. And then mission ends, and you get all this, they're writing it and all that. Gotta see. Common Ninja, okay. I've seen the SS rank, which is Master Ninja. I saw, I think, Lesser Ninja was D. Someone got a D, and yeah, this is Common Ninja. I'm probably never gonna see C or B. Never know. This game might actually be that. 0 kills. They just load them in there. That's funny. 0 deaths, 0 items. Yeah, playtime 38 minutes, 37 minutes. Okay. But yeah, this is the end screen result, which is cool. I really like how it looks, and I love the information on it. And scrolling back down. Small details within the UI. We've also incorporated various subtle details throughout the game. Here are a few examples. The 4-character Ayam, Ninja Dan Mitsu, roughly translates to remain hidden, eradicate evil, which is briefly displayed on the main menu as in the original phase that expresses the mindset of the ninja. I might actually put that as a background somewhere. That looks sick. We utilize Japanese text designed frequently within the menus to convey the image of a device coded in Japanese. The flowing decorations above and below overlap with the game's rain theme, creating the impression of rain flowing across the menu screen. Yeah, because it's always raining, so everything kind of drags down, also kind of Matrix style. So yeah, I like the Raven thing. It's decorative elements represent the Japanese coding, and turn that down. These are animations on the screen. Yeah, see, this raindrops. It's kind of cool. In the HUD notification display animation, a small detail worth noting or worth nothing is the kunai that flies by if you look closely. Ow. Yeah, you see? Doing, doing, doing. Hard to notice it, but it's pretty cool. Kunai in the HUD notification animation. Furthermore, illustrations of Yakumo's eye used in various effects play homage to the cut-ins from the classic 2D Ninja games. Gaiden games. I might have to zoom on this one, so. Open scale unlock. Win. Yoink. All the way down. Yeah, that was it. All right. Design behind the UI. I was also involved in a wide range of non-UI and design work for the monitor design display and the shop screen. I volunteered since no one was assigned to it at the time. Although it wasn't officially requested, I envisioned sci-fi movie monitor graphics to create an informative, packed design. Players will see it frequently, so I believe it helps establish the game's atmosphere. Put it on this. I know Umi has a lot of fans already, even though we don't know how she looks like. Yeah, that's a shop. And when you interact with this, it fully heals you. So if you don't want to use items and just rely on Umi heals, you can absolutely do that. Is what I did. So far, I didn't die in my playthrough of the 9 chapters, but God, did I come close to it. And I was playing on normal. Just put that out there. You guys see me play Ninja Gaiden 3. Like, I'm not bad at the game. Right? I'm not bad. So, but this game on normal was actually pushing me a little. Granted, again, fresh character, right? So, whatever. I also created the clan crests. I used a diamond as the Raven clan's motif and circular silhouettes for the Hayabusa clans to make them distinct from one another. I consider them I consolidate them into dense crest-like designs that are recognizable even at a distance. I gotta save these two. These look awesome. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have that open. That's cool. The enemy organization emblem was also designed by me by transforming the kanji character of dragon into an inverted triangle silhouette. I think we achieved a balance between a cyber aesthetic and a traditional Japanese feel. They definitely have. They definitely have. This looks really like it has that traditional touch to it, but it's also it's like, yeah, we're with the times. We're with the times. Divine Dragon or Rebel. Additionally, we created symbols used within the story. We incorporated motifs from the Chinese zodiac and I like iconography. Iconography, sorry, to give the design an ominous feel. Some of these words almost look Persian slash Arabic. Kind of awesome, actually. Symbols appearing in the story. I'm actually curious what each of these means or represents. Conclusion. Oh, hold up. My voice. What did you think? The UI for this title attempts to achieve clarity and utility and incorporates various concepts from the game's world setting. Since the game hasn't launched yet, I wasn't able to show off some of the features, but I hope you play the game and experience the ending for yourself. Have a great Master Ninja life. Tomoyuki Konodo-san joined Platinum Games in 2014. He's been there for 11 years. As a UI artist, worked as a lead UI artist on multiple titles including the Star Fox Zero, World of Demons, Babylon's Fall, Bayonetta's Origin Syriza, and The Lost Demon. And our latest release, Ninja Gaiden 4. So, this guy's been around for a very long time. He knows what he's doing, and yeah, the UI works he has done on previous games is amazing, as we saw. But that's all that. That's this. There hasn't been anything else for the most part. But there was this. It's not official. It's just if you want this t-shirt, right? If you want this Ninja Gaiden T-shirt, you can actually customize it. They let you slash at it with the blood on the sword, so you can customize where the pattern goes. So every shirt technically is unique to what you have. There's almost no way to replicate a blood spatter pattern. So you know, it's it's kind of cool that they let you do this. But and if you want to get it, go to this tag, see if there's any. Well, it's New York Comic Con, so I guess if you're at New York Comic Con, you might be able to get this. But yeah, anyways, that's all we have. I'm gonna go check out this notifications with it. I have made a post on my YouTube. It's a post. It's not a video about the spoiler character. If you want to know who that person may be, you can obviously go look at it. I might take it down soon because I kind of want people to still be surprised, but it is very, very vague. Even a lot of people have not guessed who the person is. So I like being very coy with my teasing. I've been doing it for 11 years with some of my friends because officially I'm not allowed to share, right? Because contract, NDA, whatever, 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 right? Legally, I can't share, but I can give hints. I've seen developers do it all the time, so I can also do the same thing, which I have been. So hints are fine. But again, it was revealed officially in this panel. That's why I felt the safety of like, I can probably tease it too a little bit. So, anyways, with that being said, I will venture off into my cave. That hopefully I don't have to play this game. I'm gonna keep myself busy with other games because if I start playing Ninja Gaiden or further, I will not be able to stop because I feel like I'm very close to unlocking Ryu, and I can't. I can't. If I touch Ryu, he'll touch me back. I will play as him all the time. I will never stop playing. But for the most part, I'm going to play Space Marine, COD, Gacha games, Ninja Gaiden 3, and try to keep my mind off of it for another 10 days. And I hope you guys can stick it in there with me. Wording was poor on that one. Pause. We got a couple more days left. You blink, next week is here, and we are ready to play the game. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay sweet and stay safe. I'll see you guys next time.